Howdy gamers, Old Gamer Guy here. Welcome to another Stellaris Console Edition video. It is the year 2236, and if you watched the previous video, you may remember we met one of the vendor type aliens that have a spaceport that they sell various services out of. And I talked about how we had met another vendor type alien earlier in the series, but I had not tried to do business with either one of them, so I thought I would start this video off by trying to do that and seeing what would happen. So we have the Curator Order, and they appear willing to do business. They can aid us in our research for 2,000 energy credits, and that will give us a modifier 10% extra research speed for 120 months. And their opinion of us will go up. So that seems like a good idea. We've got over 7,000 energy credits right now, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. They say it is a wise choice. And then we have the Artisan Troupe, who also appear willing to do business. We could commission an art piece for 600 energy credits. That will raise their opinion and also give us 15% extra amenities and increase the immigration pool to our empire. I'm going to hold off on that for now. We could also become their patron for 2,000 energy credits. And for the duration of 120 months, that will raise our monthly unity by 10%. So I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Special project complete.
Meanwhile, our tactical terraforming special project is successful. Science Officer Coadjutron 11 is proud to report that Askelion 4 can now be reclassified as an arid rather than barren planet. This grand experiment has greatly enriched the PSNian sciences. So we got some extra physics research and some extra engineering research, and that is marvelous.
Technological acquisition successful.
We got some new technology there, but also one of our construction ships finished doing what it was doing. We could send them a variety of places to help fill in the gaps in our space, but we have a research station up this way that needs to be built, so I'm going to have them do that.
Construction complete.
Our other construction ship is also ready to move on to a new task, so I'm going to have them come over here and build a new outpost so we can mine these resources.
Construction complete.
We got some construction complete there, and remember that I'll come back to that later. But what was previously thought to be assorted mountains in the southern hemisphere of Istora 1 have been identified as the massive skeletal remains of a single colossal alien life form. The bones have been dated as 3.4 billion years old, but our scientists have ruled out that Istora 1 could have supported life on that scale at any point in the planet's history. Science Officer Helper Bot Q7 has prepared a special research project to delve further into this mystery, and that will give us a special project to investigate the gigantic skeleton. This is fascinating.
Construction complete.
A research station has been built, so this construction ship can be sent somewhere else, and we're going to send them down here to build another outpost. And remember earlier, before I got distracted by the gigantic skeleton project, I said some construction was done. Well, I forgot all about that construction ship, so I'm going to put them back to work.
System survey complete.
Both of our science ships are still busy surveying systems and researching special projects when they find them. But look at this down here. This science ship has discovered several more potential defensive choke points that we can fortify and defend. So I'm liking the way this is shaping up down here. We still have space to expand, even though it's right next to the Bok, technically.
Special project complete.
Our other science ship has finished a special project on Waleus 6. The team under Science Officer Coadjutron 11 has finished their expedition and returned to the PSN Scientific Module 2. Thankfully, the starship graveyard on the surface proved to be a technological treasure trove. Studying the remains of these vessels has advanced our research in certain fields by several years, and there are yet things to discover. Our permanent science outpost in orbit would be a great boon to our starship engineering efforts. And we got a bunch of engineering research. Coadjutron 11 got a bunch of experience, and it added an engineering research modifier to Waleus 6. This is excellent.
Construction complete.
Our construction ships are getting a lot of work done. I probably should have built that second construction ship much sooner in this series, but never mind that. This one is ready to go do something new, and I'm going to send them over this way. There's a potentially habitable planet over here, plus some resources. So let's build an outpost.
Ship augmentations completed.
Meanwhile, my fleet is as big as it can get, but we are upgrading them when possible. And we have made another interesting discovery. It appears that the asteroid HAL-ST and the surrounding debris originate from a former planet. Deep within the center of the asteroid, we can find traces of extremely valuable alloys. There are also hints of bacterial life that has now died in the vacuum of space. This shows us that the celestial body once bore the promise of life. And so basically we can harvest some alloys from that asteroid, which is amazing.
Construction complete.
The PlayStation Network space continues to expand and coalesce. We have another construction ship that is finished with a task and ready to go do something else. Although I should have them build mining stations in that system, so I'm not sure why I'm sending them away. I guess I didn't realize it at the time. But I'm going to have them build an outpost over here. And as patrons to the Artisan Troupe, we have received a newsletter. And it says, sadly, nothing much has been produced in the Enclave. Most of the artists have fallen into a deep melancholy from where no inspiration can be drawn. The mood is dire but hopeful. Creation takes time after all. Any donations that might help the troupe rekindle their interest in the material plane again would be of tremendous help. So they want a donation. We're going to go ahead and donate. It's 500 energy credits. So hopefully that'll help them out.
Construction complete.
Meanwhile, our other construction ship is also ready to go do something new. And I should be having them build mining and research stations up there, but I feel like I should send them down this way to block off this choke point. This system has not yet been fully surveyed, so I can't have them do it there just yet. I could have them build one here, but it will cost 180 influence, and so I want to hold off on that too, and I'm just going to send them down here to wait.
Construction complete.
Our other construction ship is still putting in the work though. They've built another outpost. I guess I'm just hell-bent on having them build new outposts. No, I changed my mind and they're going to build a mining station there.
Technological acquisition successful.
Once again, some construction was finished, but I got distracted by something else and I ended up having an idle construction ship for a while. But never mind that. We've made another discovery on a planet whose name is hard to pronounce. I'm going to go with Ijajin. Ijajin 4A is uninhabited and indeed uninhabitable, but not unvisited. Its surface is littered with tall cenotaphs carved from some mineral not native to the planet, evidently placed here by some artistically inclined spacefaring race. The monolith's flowing lines deftly chart a history so fantastical it must surely be fictional. Surely. So we are gaining some engineering research and we will image these structures for the archives. While conducting their survey of Iskelion 4A, the PSN Scientific Module 2 detected the remains of an automated shipyard in orbit. It is at least 1,000 years old and seems to have been subjected to a heavy missile barrage, but one of its manufacturing bays is still in working condition. Science Officer Coadjutron 11 is confident that power can be restored to the shipyard, but it would be a significant project. And so that starts a special project to repair the automated shipyard, and this is very interesting.
Situation log adjusted.
We've earned another tradition point, but let's take a look at our situation log first. We've got a couple of projects here, the gigantic skeleton and the automated shipyard. The skeleton requires a scientist and the shipyard requires a construction ship, so I am going to send a couple of ships to take care of those things. But meanwhile, let's look at our tradition tree. We've barely gotten started on expansion, so we have two options: signal relay stations, which lower our starbase influence cost, and automated colonization units, which would give us an extra pop in our colonies. But we are going to be expanding and building more outposts, so I think signal relay stations is the way to go here. And before we wrap up this video, let's go ahead and take a look at our planets. It's been a while since I looked at these screens because honestly they are kind of confusing. But I do notice that we have some unemployed menial drones. My first thought is to build a mining district, but for some reason the game will not allow me to do that. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe it's because my population isn't high enough. But I cannot build a mining district. I can also not build a nexus district, which would have maintenance drone jobs, or at least one of them. So let's take a look at our buildings. Alloy foundries are fabricator jobs. Bioreactor, civilian industries, I think, are for the humans. Drone storage, but maintenance depots would create 3 maintenance drone jobs. So I think that's the way to go here. Maybe I'm wrong. I know it's shocking, but maybe I'm making a mistake. But meanwhile, on Alpha Centauri Prime, we have a colony that is growing very slowly. I'm not sure if there's a way to speed that up. But the good news is we have no unemployment. But I feel like we should have them doing something, so I'm going to go ahead and have them build a Nexus district. Again, possibly a mistake. Who knows? But I think this is a decent spot to end this video. This has been over an hour of gameplay, but for some reason the video is shorter than the previous ones. I'm not sure why that is, but anyway, we'll pick it up here next time. Thanks for watching.